Starters for our first race. Race 1 of A&E Week. Behind the starting gate, Mackenzie Kate has the inside, Kim Cameron. Billy and Bud from Post 2 and Charlie Miles. I Wish, and Lonnie Stokes from 3. Then Gals Wanna Have Fun's for Brian McPhee. Dusty Lane Rosa, Ed Harvey. V Sassy Titan, Mark Collett. And Rachel Down, Steve Downey. Here they come. Off and pacing. Good start from the outside. Dusty Lane Rosa is going for it. So is Billy and Bud around the turn. Billy and Bud's got the lead. Dusty Lane Rosa on the outside, challenging early on here and racing second. Mackenzie Kate got away racing in third. V Sassy Titan back in fourth. And I Wish got away driving in fifth. Then it's Rachel Down sixth, and trailing up the backside, Gals Wanna Have Fun's as they race past the opening quarter, and Ed Harvey is set up shop on the lead, 31-3 opener, and Dusty Lane Rosa, and off stride, that's I Wish, and everybody by okay as they drive to the 3/8 pole. Dusty Lane Rosa the leader, Billy and Bud in the two-hole trip. Mackenzie Kate back in third. Then racing fourth, V Sassy Titan. Then here comes Rachel Down out to move, and a bold move from Billy and Bud comes out of the two-hole and takes over halfway home. Billy and Bud, now the halftime leader. They were by the half, 104 around the turn. Billy and Bud. Then on the outside, Rachel Down comes to second. On the inside, racing third, Dusty Lane Rosa. Outside fourth, Mackenzie Kate gets in gear. Then I Wish on the outside, fifth. Racing sixth, V Sassy Titan. And trailing the field at the back of the pack is Gals Wanna Have Fun's. And they are racing neck and neck past the three-quarters and still leading Billy and Bud. And the three-quarters, 1:35-1. And they're toe-to-toe driving to the final eighth pole, led by Billy and Bud. Rachel Down on the outside, hitting hard second. I Wish is right there with an eighth of a mile to go. And on the outside, Rachel Down has come to the lead now. Rachel Down takes over deep stretch. I Wish on the outside. In between horses, Mackenzie Kate. And it's going to be Rachel Down taking the maiden record here. And in for second, Mackenzie Kate. And the time for the mile, race 1. And it's a maiden record. Rachel Down, 2:07 and 3. 2:07 and 3. And it's Rachel Down in the first. Parading back now, the winner of race number 1, the Maritime Provinces Harness Racing Commission Pace, goes to Rachel Down. Rachel Down, a 3-year-old daughter of Largo out of the Happy Paysack mare, first Paysack. All by the Downey Stables, trained by Steve Downey. He's in the driver's seat this afternoon for the maiden voyage, 2:07 and 3. 2:07 and 3. Rachel Down takes the cooler, sponsored by the MPHRC, the Maritime Racing Commission. So congratulations, Rachel Down, on your first career win. A winner in 2:07 and 3. And the second race of the afternoon, and behind the gate, we have Melody's Boy, Cookie's Boy, and Mark Hag, Loosetown, and Gord Hennessy. Camco Minx, Darren Crow, Maho Bay, and Lonnie Stokes. Lucky Alberta, Sam Hodgen, Lobster Tail and Beer will try the outside post this time round for Gerald Legier. Field of 6, here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start to this one. And from the far outside, Lucky Alberta's busting for it. Loosetown on the inside using that post to his advantage. As Melody's Cookie Boy never got away well this afternoon, back in fourth. And way back, that's Lobster Tail and Beer on the run as they straighten into the backside. And Sam Hodgen has Lucky Alberta on the lead, not for long. There goes Loosetown. And Gordy Hennessy wants it on the outside and takes it. Then racing second now, Lucky Alberta. Melody's Cookie Boy took back in a third. Then racing fourth, Camco Minx on the move on the outside. There goes Stokes with Maho Bay, and Lobster Tail and Beer trails at opening quarter, 29 and 4 up front, and cutting it Loosetown and Gordy Hennessy. They've had substantial luck in the past, and they are on front here early on. Then racing second. On the inside is Lucky Alberta. Melody's Cookie Boy trying to get into it here, and he's closing the gap from third and out and moving now. Then Maho Bay back to Camco Minx and Lobster Tail and Beer. They were by the half and an even 1:01 as they race past the 5/8, stride for stride. Loosetown, Melody's Cookie Boy on the outside, rolling up, racing second. Then racing third, Lucky Alberta. Maho Bay fourth. Camco Minx going to try it from fifth, but Loosetown has put away the first challenge of Melody's Cookie Boy. 3/4 in the books at 1:31 and 2, and Melody's Cookie Boy again is coming on and going right on by. This time leads by half a length. Loosetown biting back, and these two are waging a healthy battle on the lead here. Melody's Cookie Boy on the outside, though, is cleared. Loosetown on the inside, deep stretch, and it's tight down to the wire. And little Loosetown on the inside might have held on to beat the one, Melody's Cookie Boy. And for third, Lucky Alberta, but Loosetown digging in the home stretch in the time for the mile. 2:01 and 2, and that's a new lifetime record. 2:01 and 2. If Loosetown wins it, that's a new record. And back to the winner's circle, winner of race number 2. Number 2, Loosetown. He's a 4-year-old son of Hunterstown. Out of the Monarch mare, Bluestone Lou. All by John Clary and Trevor Hicken. Trained by Brock McCacker and Gordy Hennessy in the driver's seat. And Gordy now 3 for 5 on this horse and winning this afternoon. A new record time, 2:01 and 2. Loosetown, 2:01 and 2. New record, race 2. Here in the third race, no win tickets sold on the 1 and the 2. Moving in, and from post 1, we got We'll See Our Dolly Dance and Rick Armstrong. Then J.K. Shadow will leave next door, and Mark Haig from post 2. 3 is Jacob Gerald Legier, looking for his 5th straight win. Spring It On Me, the newcomer from post 4. Gilles Barrio, Ashby Corner, and Todd Treitz. Here they come. They're off and pacing, no surprise. Jacob is going to take the lead here. Spring It On Me is sprung out off the gate, and he's looking for a hole in behind him around the turn, and he's backing off now to third as We'll See Our Dolly Dance dances quickly off the gate this afternoon and gets away in the 2-hole. Then Barrio had to go to plan B and take back in the 3-hole. Then J.K. Shadow back in 4th, and trailing 5th, Ashby Corner. Jacob in familiar territory. On the front end, 29 and 3 opener. Legier and Jacob on the lead. We'll See Our Dolly Dance. Length and a half back in second. Spring It On Me. J.K. Shadow on the outside, making a move from 4th. That'll give Ashby Corner cover as they now have completed 3/8 of the mile. Jacob is your leader. Then We'll See Our Dolly Dance. J.K. Shadow outside third. Ashby Corner now 4th. Spring It On Me. Got the worst of this one so far. Shuffle back all the way to 5th as they were by the half in a minute and 4/5. He'll be tough to beat off that half. Jacob, then we'll see our Dolly Dance on the outside, driving third. J.K. Shadow, Ashby corner. He's got a huge burst of speed, and Trites is tipping him out 3 wide, and he's all the way to second. Spring It On Me has made a break as they pass the 3/4, and your leader up top and cutting it is Jacob. And they were by the 3/4, 1:31 and 4. Jacob, J.K. Shadow back to second. Ashby corner on the outside. Then we'll see our Dolly Dance. She's had the best trip. She hasn't had to leave the cones with 1/8 of a mile to go. Jacob, though, is streaming away from them here. Ashby corner, J.K. Shadow, and we'll see our Dolly Dance. But it's all Jacob, and Legier just sitting in the bike, motionless. And he wins it easily here, Jacob, and he's on another win streak this afternoon, winning in 2:02 and 1. Jacob now 14 wins on the 2008 racing season. And he was grabbing headlines earlier this season, the start of the year. He went undefeated for 7 races in a row. And for the last 5, he's done it again. 5 in a row. As we parade back, the winner of race number 3, Jacob, 6-year-old son of Blissful Hall. Out of the log mare, Salt Shaker, only Kenny Fudge and David Mitchell. Ken does the training. Gerald Legier drives the horse to victory for the 5th consecutive start. And Jacob, 14 wins now on the year, over $7,000 in purse money. Not bad for a 2,500 claimer. And he's got over $7,000 in the bank this year. Jacob. Again, they couldn't catch him in this class. And he returns the winner, 2:02 and 1. Win 14 of the campaign for Jacob. Wire-to-wire victory, 2:02 and 1. And a field of 6 now, moving in behind the starter. This is race 4. Dusty Lane Eli has the rail advantage. Lonnie Stokes. Putnam's Jewel, she'll score from post 2, and Todd Trites. Then West Gem Princess and Jill Barrio from 3. Always Jarwa from 4, and Wayne Hubbard. Then we have Impishart, Gary Wright, and Port Hill Digger, Claire McDonald aboard. Here they come. Off and pacing, and Dusty Lane Eli, the rest taking back here as they race into the first turn. Dusty Lane Eli gets away. An easy leader here from the rail spot. Putnam's Jewel gets away second. In fact, we're sitting 1 through 6. The exact way they left the gate is where they sit en route to the opening quarter. And up front and cutting it out the 1 entry, Dusty Lane Eli. Out but 2.5 now. Then racing second, Putnam's Jewel back third. On the inside, West Gem Princess, Always Jarwa, Impish Art, and trailing Port Hill Digger, still in single file order as they pass that opening quarter. 30 and 2/5, and Dusty Lane Eli getting everything his way early on here and opens up by 2 again. Then racing second, Putnam's Jewel, no movement yet. West Gem Princess is still in. Then Always Jarwa yet to move 4th. Then Impishart 5th, and trailing 6, Port Hill Digger still single file, no racing action to the outside as they pass the half in 1:01 and 2. So again, Dusty Lane Eli appears to be getting an easy trip here off the lead, leading by 2. Then racing second, Putnam's Jewel. West Gem Princess is going to try it on the outside. Third, the pace should quicken here in the final half, though. Always Jarwa back in fourth. Then racing fifth, Impish Art, and trailing Port Hill Digger at the 3/4. 1:31.1, and as we mentioned, a quicker tempo now, 29.4 in that third quarter. And Dusty Lane Eli trying to get an easy one here. Racing second still is Putnam's Jewel. Racing third, West Gem Princess down the lane. Dusty Lane Eli. Putnam's Jewel coming on, but no problem here for Dusty Lane Eli. And an easy victory for the pacer today, virtually unchallenged. And he wins 2:01 back half, 59-3. And that's in the history books, an easy winner, Dusty Lane Eli. And back to the winner's circle, the winner of race number 4, number 1, Dusty Lane Eli. He's a 7-year-old son of Pans to Reason out of the Tyler B mare, All Hard Hanover, owned by Frank Dunphy of Noonan, New Brunswick. Trained by Margot Fisher and Lonnie Stokes in the driver's seat. He delivers here as the post-time favorite at $2.80 and is victorious in the Fredericton Raceway pace. And what an easy win, Dusty Lane Eli here in race number 4. It's 26 career victories for the 7-year-old pacer bred by Ronnie Gass. Just under even money, and at even money, Woodmere Camilla. So we'll see how this plays out as we're moving in with the 5th race. And at the top of the stretch, race 5, Quick Dragon, Darren Crow, Woodmere Camilla, Gilberto. Then Spudland Tyler and Claire McDonald. Georgetown, Steve Downey. Island Power, Todd Trites. Elm Grove, Camrose from Post 6. Billy Watts, and I'm the Big Dog, and Sam Hodgen. Outside Post 7, here they come. They're off and pacing from the inside. Woodmere Camilla jumps out for the early lead. Island Power digging in on the outside, driving second around the first turn. Then getting away third on the inside, Spudland Tyler. Georgetown is away fourth. Then racing fifth, Elm Grove Camrose. She is sitting early on in fifth. And Quick Dragon took back, and he's racing sixth. I'm the Big Dog. We'll try it from the back of the pack. He can see them all. And Barrio has set up shop on the lead with Woodmere Camilla by that opening quarter, 30-2. Then Island Power and Trites, a leading driver in the Maritimes. He's sitting in the 2-hole. Then back in third is Spudland Tyler. Georgetown from fourth. Elm Grove Camrose. She's about 6.5 lengths off in fifth. Then racing six, gapped out. Off the turn was Quick Dragon. He put a couple steps in and trailing the field. I'm the Big Dog halfway home. And your leader up top is Woodmere Camilla by that marker in 1 minute and 2 fifths. Woodmere Camilla looking to go all the way here. Island Power is racing second. Then third, Spudland Tyler. Racing fourth comes Elm Grove Camrose to the outside. Then it's Georgetown, Quick Dragon. The plugs are out on him, and he's making a move. All kinds of speed, it appears, from the back of the pack. And I'm the Big Dog trails. They were by the 3/4, and it's Woodmere Camilla, 1:30-4, 30-2 in that quarter. But jumping quickly, second is Spudland Tyler right on her back. And just like that, Claire McDonald is engaging the leader with Spudland Tyler. An eighth to go. Neck and neck for the lead. Spudland Tyler on the outside now takes it. Woodmere Camilla inside. Then third, Elm Grove Camrose coming on. But it's going to be Spudland Tyler to win it. Tight for second, Elm Grove Camrose and Woodmere Camilla, the pace setter. Time for the mile, 2:01, and it's Spudland Tyler here in the fifth. And back to the winner's circle, the winner of race number 5, number 3, Spudland Tyler. He's a 3-year-old gelded son of Life Sign out of the Dragon's Lair mare, returning to sender. Alma Weldon Briggs of Woodstock, Sandra Foley trains. Claire McDonald drives a 3-year-old gelding to a new lifetime mark this afternoon. Here during A&E week, the mile 2:01. 2:01 mile here in race 5. And the winner, Spudland Tyler, to a new lifetime best for Claire McDonald, 2:01. And around even money, the favorite, PH Catman, at post time. Field of 6 pacers. One is Hurricane Island. He's got the rail. Steph DeCourcy drives, and Bandit Colleen from post 2, and Gord Hennessy. Materialism, Mark Haig. Then from post 4, we have PH Catman, the favorite, and Joe Barrio. Then talking about my boy, Lonnie Stokes from 5, and outside 6, Kushla McCree. Todd Trites, looks like she's leaving plenty here. Here they come. They are off and pacing. Good start. All kinds of early action. Materialism all going for the lead. And PH Catman on the outside of him. And PH Catman is rolled off stride. And that leaves Materialism loose on the lead. And the favorite is off stride at even money. Going to the opening quarter, Materialism leading. Then racing second, Hurricane Island inherits the 2-hole trip. Then back in third, Kushla McCree. Then talking about my boy, back to Bandit Colleen, and trailing after making the break, PH Catman by that opening quarter, 29-3. And the Hagler sitting straight up in the bike of Materialism. And he's wicked off the front end. He leads a length and a half. Then Hurricane Island has a superb trip in the 2-hole. Back in third, Kushla McCree. Here comes talking about my boy. He's going to try it. First up from fourth. Then racing fifth, Bandit Colleen. And trailing PH Catman halfway home in a minute and 4/5, 31 seconds in that quarter. And Materialism off the front end here. Then Hurricane Island racing second, staying with them. Then back in third on the outside, driving up, talking about my boy. Then Kushla McCree, no racing room for her. Gemini Colleen or Bandit Colleen on the outside, going up from fifth, and trailing PH Catman to the 3/4, and the quick stepping Materialism leading by the 3/4, 1:32, 30-1 in that third quarter, and he's got the lead at 2 now. Then racing second, Hurricane Island, talking about my boy, and Hagler going to work on Materialism, and Hurricane Island's going to get a shot at him here. Down the stretch they come, Materialism. Hurricane Island on the outside coming to him and going right on by Hurricane Island, and Steph DeCourcy gets a perfect pocket trip drive here, and he gets Hurricane Island up for the win. And the time for the mile, 2:02-1. It's Hurricane Island here in race 6. And your Quinella 1 and 3, 580. 580 on the Quinella 1 and a 3. As we welcome back now the winner of race number 6. And this trip working out perfectly for this 4-year-old son of Aces and Sevens. It's Hurricane Island. Out of the Tudor Scooter mare, Max Tudor. Almegas and John Mazuka of Fredericton. Steph DeCourcy does both the training and the driving of the 4-year-old pacer. And winning this afternoon, 2:02 and 1. And a great trip for the pacer today. Got right in behind the leader. After PH Catman broke it off, he got in the 2-hole and turned it into a nice win here in the home stretch, and he gets up to win it 2:02 and 1. Hurricane Island scores win 5 of his career. The mile 2:02 and 1. Congratulations. And the starter settling in behind the gate for race number 7. And we have Wicked Time off the inside, Claire McDonald. Rebellion, Ken Parker Jr. PH Top Cat, Todd Treitz. Color Me Gone, Gary Wright. Race On Star, Doug Pauley. Then Camco Miranda, Gilles Barrio, and outside, Twin B Intrepid, Charlie Price. Walter Whalen, Stable Pace. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Quick start. Color Me Gone busts out of there for the early lead. And Color Me Gone going for it around the turn and takes it. And Gary right off the choo-choo here early on. And in the 2-hole trip, that's Wicked Time. A bit rough, but still pacing for Claire McDonald in the 2-hole. Then back in third, the 2-year-old PH Top Cat. He got away third. Then Rebellion is racing fourth. Racing fifth, Race On Star. Then it's Camco Miranda. She's going to get underway. And she's going on from sixth. Then trailing Twin B Intrepid will follow the cover from the back of the pack. 7:31 seconds. That opening quarter, and Color Me Gone getting it easy here so far off the front. A 31-second quarter as they move past the 3/8. Then Camco Miranda. And Barrio didn't like the pace, and he's in giving chase big time, and he's now going for it with Camco Miranda. And now Wright takes to the stick here, halfway home. Then racing third, Wicked Time. Outside, Twin B Intrepid. Then it's Race On Star. And now the two trailers are PH Top Cat and trailing the field, Rebellion. They were halfway home in 1:02 and 3, and taking over Camco Miranda. Color Me Gone is racing second. Wicked Time third. Race On Star on the outside going on from fourth. Then racing fifth to the outside comes Rebellion, Twin B Intrepid, and trailing the field PH Top Cat, and he was a heavy favorite, and he trails the field by the 3/4. 1:32 and 4, and Camco Miranda. And before this, Barrio was in a bit of a slump, and he's got the lead here with 1/8 of a mile to go, and your leader down the home stretch, Camco Miranda, and Barrio driving away. Then Race On Star comes for second, and Wicked Time third, but it's Camco Miranda scoring here as the second choice on the tote board at $5.30 to win. And time for the mile for Camco Miranda, 2:04 and 1. 2:04 and 1. And back in the winner's circle now. The winner of the Walter Whalen Stables Pace is number 6, Camco Miranda. She's a 3-year-old daughter of Towel Me, of the Camlock mare, Imaginary Lover. All by Chris Davies, trained by Chris Gilberto in the driver's seat. And Camco Miranda scores her third win of the season. The mile 2:04 and 1. Again, $40. See Sam Hodgen today for your spot in tomorrow's tournament. In behind the gate now, race 8, we have Bold Ryan, Mark Haig. Quality of Money, Ed Harvey. $1 Million Down, Steve Downey. Pitbull Hanover, he's got post 4 and Todd Trites. Front running from 5, Rick Armstrong, and outside 6, Port Hill Friendly. And $1 Million Down makes a skip before the start and off stride. Here they come, and Pitbull Hanover quickly takes the lead as they round the turn, and uncontested to the lead. And it's Pitbull Hanover moving out by 2. Bold Ryan now racing second. Then Quality of Money got away racing in third. Front running now 4th. Then the 3-year-old filly, Port Hill Friendly, back in a 5th. And the trailing 6 up the backside is $1 Million Down. After the break leaving, it's Pitbull Hanover as the field tightens up here to that opening quarter. And by that marker, they were there in 30-1, Pitbull Hanover. Then Bold Ryan rides shotgun in the pocket second. Quality of Money eyes a move to the outside from third. Then racing 4th, front running, Port Hill Friendly, and trailing the field, but he's caught the $1 Million Down through the stretch to the half, and still no movement yet. And Quality of Money, there he goes. He's half in and half out, and now driving out from third he goes. And the half for Pitbull Hanover. 101 and 4, Pitbull Hanover. Then Bold Ryan in the 2-hole trip second. Back in third, Quality of Money, he's outside. Then front running 4th, $1 Million Down. Port Hill Friendly onto the 3/4. Bold Ryan has made a break, and he's quickly back pacing as they move to the 3/4. Pitbull Hanover moves out now by about 4.5. Quality of Money is racing second. They were by the 3/4 in 1:32, 30-1 in that quarter. And your leader, Pitbull Hanover. And he's going to be tough to beat, Pitbull Hanover. And racing second now, front running. Bold Ryan is still there, an 1/8 to go. And it's all Pitbull Hanover. Pitbull Hanover moving away, and he wins this one easily off the front. Trites not even using the whip. In for second, front running, Port Hill Friendly dashes on late for third. Time for the mile. 2:01:59-1 in that last half, and it's Pitbull Hanover. And back to the winner's circle. The winner of race number 8, number 4, Pitbull Hanover, a 6-year-old son of a Strayhouse out of the Ideal Society mare, Plum Peachy, owned by Bob McNeil and John Laverick. Trained by Bob McNeil, Todd Trites in the driver's seat, and he's now in the double-digit category for wins, 10 wins on the campaign. And he wins this afternoon 2:01, stepping his last half, 59-1. And for driver Todd Trites, his 132nd win of the season. Having a career year, Todd Trites, and a great year going. 132 wins now for Tritesy on the campaign, and Team Trites among the people in the winner's circle. Congratulating Pitbull Hanover on the win here this afternoon. Mile in 2:01. And the starters for the 9th race, sponsored by Harrington Raceway. Blue and white cooler up for grabs. Kara's All-American, Mark Haig. Mag AM and Ricky Collins. Rapid Kane, Todd Trites. Mr. Varbo and Wayne Hubbard. Wild Cherry, Gilberto. Nicole's Baby, Lonnie Stokes. Salzbrook Dandy, and Sam Hodgen. Field of 7, race 9. Sponsored by Harrington Raceway. Here they come. And All-American Karis fires out of there as the gate leaves. and he's quickly to the front. All American Karis around the first turn. He's on top and he's off stride and on the run around that first turn, scattering the field, and everybody by okay. And now taking the lead, that is Rapid Cane. He's got the lead. Then racing second now, Wild Cherry comes up to take second. Then racing third, All-American Karis. Haig trying to get him back in the hole, and he's got a stranglehold on him. Then back in fourth, Mr. Varbo. Then racing fifth on the inside, that's Stokes with Nicole's Baby. Then racing sixth, Salzbrook Dandy, and trailing seventh at the backfield, that is Mag AM, and that opening quarter 30-3. All-American Karos on the outside trying to get the lead from Rapid Cane in front of the stand. First time an All-American Karis, and keep in mind Inquiry is up, affecting that entry, and he's on top and halfway home in 1:01, All-American Karis. Then racing second is Rapid Cane. Back third, Wild Cherry. Then racing fourth, Mr. Varbo, Nicole's Baby. Then Salzbrook Dandy, and trailing the field seventh, that is Meg AM. On to the three-quarters, there goes Wild Cherry out from third. And it's still Kara's All-American, and he's on top by the three-quarters, 1:31-3 around the turn. Kara's All-American, Wild Cherry on the outside. Then Rapid Cane is racing third, back fourth and gapped out and driving and back in fourth with an eighth of a mile to go. That's Nicole's Baby down the lane, and it's All-American Karos, but the Inquiry is on him, and Wild Cherry for second, Rapid Cane third, and fourth going to Mr. Varbo. But again, hold all tickets as the Inquiry does involve the unofficial winner. So again, the Inquiry up, and please hold the 1 and the 5 on the turn. Victory lane now, and she'll get the cooler symbolic of this ninth race, sponsored by Harrington Raceway. 5 Wild Cherry, a daughter of Chill Factor. Out of the Big Towner mare, Lowella Hanover, owned by Tommy Gunn. Mike Morris strains. Joe Barrio in the driver's seat. And Wild Cherry goes over $6,000 in earnings this season. And she's having another strong campaign. 8 wins on the year so far for Wild Cherry. And one of the top mares on the grounds each and every year, Wild Cherry. And she wins again this afternoon. And she's got the Snowman now for wins. 8 wins on the season. And the mile in 2:01 and 1, and the time will be adjusted accordingly. So again, Kara's All-American finished first, will be placed back for interference around the turn. We'll have the complete result for you in just a moment. And Todd Trites. Field of 7, race 10. And before the start, Wilson's Cam out of this one. JG's Hangman quickly goes and takes the lead. Rookie's Raisin is racing second around the first turn. Then getting away racing in third, Bert and Bert. Then fourth, Ryan's Fancy as they step past the eighth. And Everybody Loves Raymond. And it's racing in sixth, Racklin Fine Line. It appears Wilson's Cam will pull up. On way to the opening quarter they go, and on the lead, no surprise here, JG's Hangman. Then racing second, Rookie's Raisin. Back third, Bert and Bert. That opening quarter, 30-2. Then Ryan's Fancy sits at it, looks from fourth. Then racing fifth, Everybody Loves Raymond. And it's Racklin Fine Line now making a move, and as mentioned, Wilson's Cam is pulled up. Hold all tickets, please, as they come through the stretch, racing to the half-mile point. JG's Hangman on top. Then in the pocket, Rookie's Raisin second, Bert and Bert third. Racklin Fine Line on the outside fourth. Ryan's Fancy locked in, and Everybody Loves Raymond will move. They were halfway home in 1:02, and JG's Hangman, and he is on top, a half and two, and no shot of beating him, I don't think, as he leads by about 3. Rookies Raisin second, then Burt and Burt third on the outside. Racklin Fine Line is stalled. Then Everybody Loves Raymond, Ryan's Fancy, and Hangman just coasting 3/4. 131 and 4, 29 and 4 in that quarter, and it's JG's Hangman, Rookies Raisin, then Rackland Fine Line, Burt and Burt, Ryan's Fancy, and Everybody Loves Raymond. It's all JG's Hangman and JG's Hangman, Rookies Raisin, and Rackland Fine Line, and you won't beat this guy off a half and two. JG's Hangman, then Rookies Raisin, and in for third, Rackland Fine Line. Time for the mile. 2:01 and 1, 59 and 1. Back half, JG's Hangman. But he is on top of his game, JG's Hangman. He's in the winner's circle. He's a 6-year-old son of Justice Denied. Out of the Keystone Champion mare, JG's Goldie. All by Angus McLean of Port Hood, Nova Scotia. Angus does the training. Claire McDonald picks up the catch drive this afternoon on the Hangman. And that's 33 career victories for the Pacer now. And the mile 2:01 and 1. And Exhibition Park proud to host a division of the Standardbred Canada Irwin Andrew Memorial Series. Top of the stretch, Timeless Hanover, Earl Smith. Fightin' Philly, Clayton Stevens. My Fine Lady and Todd Trites. RE's Queen Virginia, Gilles Barriol. Hamax Dragon, Mark Campbell. Abby Best, Claire McDonald. Done Like a Dinner, Ryan Ellis. Here they come. They're off and pacing. Good start. My Fine Lady steps out for it. Then on the outside, RE's Queen Virginia. Earl Smith's got Timeless Hanover firing out of there. And she's got the lead around the turn. Then My Fine Lady Park second. And they're all jockeying for positions up the backside. Fightin' Philly takes over third. And we got a battle up front, but not for long. Tritesy takes over. My Fine Lady, Fightin' Philly. Then back racing second. And that is Timeless Hanover, Fightin' Philly third. RE's Queen Virginia. Then it's Done Like a Dinner. Back to Hamax Dragon. And trailing the field, Abby Best. And they were over the quarter. Quickest of the afternoon, 28 and 2. My Fine Lady, RE's Queen Virginia. Out to challenge on the outside and going for it as they approach the half. Barrio trying to get the lead here, and Trites taking them as they were halfway home. 58 and 1. And around the turn, the Phillies go. Leading up front, My Fine Lady, RE's Queen Virginia. Then third, Timeless Hanover. Racing fourth, Fightin' Philly. On the outside comes Done Like a Dinner, and off stride and hooking up. That's Hamax Dragon and Abby Best. And they're unhooked safely as they drive on to the 3/4. My Fine Lady, the 1-2 beat. RE's Queen Virginia, Timeless Hanover. On the outside, 3/4. 127 and 4. My Fine Lady, Timeless Hanover. RE's Queen Virginia back to second again, but Trites and My Fine Lady with an eighth to go. My Fine Lady, Rockin' Todd at his rockin' best, and what a year he's having, and he's gonna score. And Pat, My Fine Lady over the back, and deservingly so. What a win for her this afternoon for the Shives and Trites. And the mile this afternoon, over a dead track thus far this day, she scorches it. 57 and 3. Wow, what a trip. 157 and 3, My Fine Lady. And back to the winner's circle, winner of race 11. Sponsored by Standardbred Canada, the Irwin Andrew Memorial Series. A leg of it here hosted at Exhibition Park, and My Fine Lady, undefeated in the series so far. She's a daughter of Dream Away. The Camfella mare, My Fine Friend, owned by Dr. Jim Shive, trained by Dr. Trevin Shive, and Todd Trites in the driver's seat for My Fine Lady. And as we mentioned, racing fans, this track all day has been really dead as of late. And this afternoon, it comes alive here in this 11th race. And what a trip for My Fine Lady over this track. And Steve Downey from Standardbred Canada presenting the connections of My Fine Lady with the winning vase, symbolic of My Fine Lady's win. In this race, the Standardbred Canada sponsored Irwin Andrew Memorial Series, My Fine Lady. She's 8 wins this season and over $300,000 in career earnings. This 6-year-old daughter of Dream Away, and she comes away a winner this afternoon for Rockin' Todd and the mile in 1:57.3. Congratulations.